Alright, so if you're just joining us in the live stream, and obviously this is the start of a video on YouTube, then there are some changes since you would have last seen Nerdcastle. There are changes to the roads, changes to trains, changes to zoning, and basically there's just more of everything. So that's kind of where we're at. The reason for that is because we've been streaming for almost 3 hours and I didn't record any of it because we had no demand for anything. I had to fix that, or I had to let the game fix that. So we have demand for things now, that's good. We also have $5.3 million. We have over 34,000 people. At one point, I think we had 41,000 people. So that's fair enough. That does mean we got a new tile, which is actually how we got the train track connection up here, and also how we managed to get all of this highway in here. Basically just expanded that in a pretty big way to try and get better traffic flow, which kind of worked. We're currently sitting on 89%, which is kind of where I want to be. So not really complaining. Also, I want to call out Twitch chat real quick here. Damn it. And this is staying in the video because we had to restart this recording several times because I kept messing it up. I can't remember the reason the first time. The second time was because I went to take a drink like a smartass and it went straight up my nose. They're now sitting here going, oh, he's going to restart one more time, I guarantee it. Nah. This bit's staying in the video. I've slightly lost my train of thought for what I was going to talk about next, but I guess we'll just play some Cities Skylines is what we'll do. We have demand for things. Let's go ahead and build things. Because I had to pull out a lot of zoning for different areas due to the lack of demand for everything. So at this point, just add a bunch back in. We can go ahead and probably put a road in here to try and get more zoning in that kind of middle space. And I think that can probably just be housing, honestly. That'll kind of do the job as just a bunch of high density housing in there. And probably the same along there too. So we'll fill that up. And I kind of want to start filling up a lot of this space down here as well. I just don't really know what to... I don't really know what to put around this this cargo train station. It has fences, by the way, because I'm fancy. But I don't know. I feel like industry around a cargo train station makes sense, but industry like in sort of the middle of the city doesn't make sense. So I guess offices. I guess offices will do. We'll do some offices, and then maybe a high-rise band so that they look more like, you know, wee little offices. That might not be a bad idea. We'll do some offices. We can extend them over here, and we'll have some wee little offices done this way, I suppose. This space up here, I'm thinking commercial, and I'm thinking, yeah, we'll do some districts here and do a high-rise band so that it doesn't look as silly as it otherwise would. So let's bring this all down to run. We're gonna need to go out to the highway with this to make sure that the buildings that are along the highway have the same district zoning, but that's all. Oh god, I messed it up. But that's fine. We can fill all that up. We can take that bit off and take all of these bits off as well. And no big deal. We get our district zoning for Broad Park, which is a alright name, I guess. That's an alright name, I suppose. Let's see. Lecherou's asking, we could go for industries, or is it too soon? I don't know. I don't know if it would be too soon for industries. I kind of want to get into that because they can be really profitable. We have a lot of farming space available out here. This land is completely fertile, so could do something with that. Pretty sure we have ore on this island as well, so could do something with that. We have a little bit of forestry space over there, or forestry down there as well, or out here. Forestry might not be a bad one, honestly. I mean, so what do we need? We need to create an industrial area, and then we could go from there. And I guess down here wouldn't hurt. It's kind of out of the way. We'd probably want to change one of our intersections to a cloverleaf, possibly this one, honestly. I might do that. Yeah, let's do an industry. Let's get into an industry because we haven't done any yet, and I might as well. So let's paint something in. We'll do like a nice big area for it. Something like that. And we can, Let's see, go straight across and straight down. No, it's nice and neat. King Park, decent name. So, yeah, let's do Forestry. That, I painted a district, not an industry. Wrong district. It's been a while. It's been a bit, all right? It's been a while. Let's paint this in here then. So that'll do. Straight down and straight across like that. There we go. So spring sector suddenly doesn't sound as fancy, but whatever. We're gonna need a forestry main building. This is a pretty big area, actually, but that's all right. We'll make it work. Let's get our industrial roads. It'd be nice if I could see where the sector was, but okay. We'll not worry too much. It'd be nice if I could actually make it, you know, parallel to this. I kind of want to buy all 81 tiles. That is, just in case anyone's forgot, that is a mod that we have. We could buy all 81 tiles right now. That's one that I've allowed myself because it doesn't really, it changes the gameplay, but it doesn't change it in like a, it just gives you more room to build. So I don't really mind 81 tiles. I just kind of don't want to use it until I unlock everything. Like unlock everything normally and then throw 81 tiles in there. Anyway, we have sawmill, tree plantation, small log yard. That's fine. Rowan says you can export everything if you recall correctly. Cake Splash says yes. Okay. I'm gonna trust Twitch chat on this one and assume that you guys are right. So if you're not right, and if this fails miserably, it's not my fault. I'm not responsible. I don't think it works that way, but we'll try. I don't like that this is like on a hill, but I can't do much about that right now. Let's just do some of this. And that seems all right, I guess. Let's do some storage on here. Kind of works. Looks hideous, gonna be honest. Looks really hideous, and it's bugging me a lot. Oh, it's bugging. Oh my god. Nope. 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 We're not doing that nonsense. We're gonna flatten this. Wait, hold on. We're gonna flatten this out. We're gonna do it properly. Is what we're gonna do. Because just straight up, no. We're not doing this nasty hill stuff again. We have terrain editing as an option. We're gonna use it. So that's slightly better. And that's slightly better. I'll allow it. I will allow it. Let's see. So we want a sawmill. Can it go in the middle? It can go in the middle. Interesting. I could do 2 of them. I think I will do 2 of them. So that'll kind of work. And let's see. Slow Snail Studios says cargo train station in Forestry. That's actually a pretty solid idea. That's a pretty good idea. I might do that. We're gonna keep this like we're gonna keep this relatively small for an area for the time being, or small. What's the word I'm looking for? A word. I don't know what. Whatever. It's gonna be a fairly small production, I guess, for the time being. So what we'll do is we'll throw a cargo train station there. And then how are we going to bring roads in here? I guess we will do from this side. I think we'll take this out. We'll do a cloverleaf. And this is where the highway can come from to get over there. Which is potentially a bad idea, but whatever. It'll be fine. Does this line up? It does. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's do some road guidelines and get this all connected up. So boom and boom. And then straight across and straight across. Okay. Just gotta change a couple of small parts of this. Just all around here. So that it's... Is this the Stranger song? It is. Yay. I also totally realized that We went to break in the middle of the last stream's recording part, and I totally forgot to turn the music back on after that break. So episodes 4, 5, and 6 have no music. That was interesting to discover in editing. Totally forgot about it. But whatever, it was fine. The music's not that big a deal, I guess. It's, you know, I'd be very surprised if anyone was watching it and going, well, I was really enjoying this series, but without the music, I'm just not into it anymore. I'm just imagining that might have been the case. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. There might be someone out there that's like, you know, your voice is completely intolerable without music. I realize these aren't pointing at each other at all. Like, this one's sort of going that way. This one's sort of going that way. There's a bit of a skew. They are a bit askew. Is that the phrase I'm looking for? I don't think it matters. The point, you get what I mean. They need to line up a little bit better. So take that straight back. Then this needs to go to here. I don't really want to faff around with this indefinitely right now. As for power, apparently wind turbines will do nothing up there. So that's great. I guess solar updraft? Okay, overkill, but sure. We can afford it. And then water. They need water as well. We'll do a solar updraft tower at the top. We'll bring our pipes straight across to there. And then we need a train connection as well. So the train connection, I guess, goes to here-ish. That beautiful curve is going to get destroyed, isn't it? I guess I could take it elsewhere. Like over here. So sort of take it off of here and up. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take the train line this way. So we'll sort of take it straight across. Does that... That's a bit steep looking. It is a bit steep looking. Can I make that... Can I improve this at all? I don't want it to look utterly terrible. So that's alright. I guess take you out. And then we make a ramp out of this. Might help it a bit. So just a cheeky little slope. Yeah, that's better. Sort of. Kind of works. At this point, I do want to go underground. And then we're going to keep it underground because this is where the merge is going to take place for this over here. So this is where things are going to get ugly, but because it's underground, I don't really care. You might be shocked to hear that I don't really mind how things look when they're underground. You might, you know, I'm sure you're aware that I'm a, oh my god. I'm sure you're aware that I'm a stickler for having my train lines, you know, be really curvy. Every time. Every time. They have to be. So... You might be shocked to see me not do that. You alternatively might not be. Can I do this? I can do this. Why would you do that? What are you doing, Cities? Doesn't want to work with me today at all. That's above ground as well. Why is it above ground? I'm really... kind of confused about why it goes above ground. That's hideous. That's hideous even for me right there. So can I make that look good, then make the other bit look terrible? This bit? You know what? That's actually all right. I'll keep it. I like it. Boom. We have a train connection for this. I like it. We probably also need warehouses, to be honest. Possibly just a little yard. But I'll do a warehouse instead, because the warehouse looks better. And that's going to store plain timber. That looks alright. That's our lumber area, I guess. As for traffic, I imagine at some point we'll have some going out there. I really dislike the highway, though. I want to change that. I think we're gonna... Can it give me a bulldozer that's gonna work for roads? It's like, oh no, you're gonna bulldoze underground stuff and only underground stuff. No. No, I'm not. That's not how that's gonna work. If I want to bulldoze stuff above ground, I'd like the bulldoze stuff above ground. Believe it or not, Cities Skylines. I'd very much like to do that. Now let's see. Let's do a bit of freeform road stuff here, because this is just going to look better, basically. We'll take it out that way, and then we need it to go... I need it to match these in the middle. So, that's easy enough to do. It goes right there, and straight out. So those need to connect together, and then we've got our road, which is hopefully gonna look all right. So we'll do this. We'll connect you two together. That looks a lot better to me. That looks a lot better to me. So let's get those connected and hope for the best, basically. There we go. That one's going to be a bit weird because you can technically U-turn on it. So I guess 6 lanes. No, let's do 2. Let's just do that. That'll be fine. It'll... I hope that works. That immediately looks better to me though, so it'll do. It'll do the job. We could probably go one better with that actually. By doing that. And then flipping you around. And then flipping you around. So that sort of looks alright to me. I'd like to see this get up and working. Basically. Although I don't like that these guys are immediately like U-turning. Not a big fan of that. What if we did a cheeky one-way road around there? So along like that. I think that'll be better. Force the traffic around. Probably not going to be great for the flow of traffic, but it'll do. We also actually have a good amount of traffic coming out here, and I can't imagine it's going to get too rough anytime soon. So we're probably all right. Probably not that big a deal. As for the rest of the city, we still... Did I really zone... Did I really... I did. I did let that get built without any means of having power. Been playing Cities Skylines for the equivalent of over half a year at this point, me. But here we are. That's great. That's... You know how I keep forgetting to do pipes in certain areas? Yeah. Yeah. Been playing Cities Skylines for a long time. Long time. Still keep doing that. Sometimes I amaze even myself, is basically what I'm saying. It's pretty much what I'm saying. So, you know, take from that what you may. Let's just see if this, will this give power to the new area? Yes, it does. Okay. Not bad. We actually have some demand for residential zoning as well. So let's throw a bunch of residential into this area to try and fill a lot of that up. Because it's currently not great. Currently very not great. So bring this zoning down, bring it across, fill up all of that. Does that have an old time policy? Combustion engine ban, encourage biking, electric cars. No, that's fine. Okay. Fill up all of this in the middle. And we can hopefully see a bunch of housing pop up in there. I might actually do the, what do you call it? What's the name of it? The self-sufficient one? I might do self-sufficient housing in there. that might not be a terrible idea for Strawberry Hills. Let's, yeah, let's do it. Be a bit of a change of pace. Self-sufficient housing. We'll make it all fancy-like. Make it all pleasant. And hopefully people will like it. And hopefully I can get the population, because I mentioned, I think, the population at one point was 40,000 plus. I'd very much like it to get back there. I'd also really like to look into death care, because we look like we might be approaching a death wave. There looks to be a solid chance. So, this area is actually building a little bit, which is fantastic news. That's gonna hopefully do some good things for us. I do want to stay on top of education, though, because elementary school availability is dropping. High school availability is fine. University is going to be fine for a long time. But elementary, not so much. So, considering this area is self-sufficient, I'm going to throw in a... What is this called? The community school? And I'm going to do another one there, just sort of back to back. So that's the area is, you know, covered pretty well. They also don't have water. Every time. Every time. Just every time. It's like, oh, you've got water in there? Nope. Nope. Why would I have... Why? Why would I have water? Why would I put water in my city? It's not... Whatever. They have water now. It's fine. It's fine. It's no problem. Good news. Like I said, the area is actually building. All right. I'm actually kind of impressed it's building, because this area up here was taking its time. But the city's developing and just growing overall, so I'm pleased. That's all I can really say. I'm pleased to see it's actually getting somewhere. This area in here, I'm thinking we can do a bit of residential too. And I'm thinking we could probably do a bits of commercial along that road, and let's do all... No, let's not do all of them. Let's do residential around here as well. I do think that could be a park in there, though, just to make the area a bit more pleasant. This is kind of what I'm thinking. Also, I had someone tweet me recently who was like, I can't remember who it was. It annoys me because it was a really good point. But they were talking about like how parks where I am sound miserable because of how I describe them in Cities Skylines, and it's like, it got me thinking about it, because I took a second and I'm like, yeah, I do describe parks in like Northern Ireland and in my town as really miserable, right? And it hit me that, like, basically in recent years, the parks have just kind of gone to crap here. And I couldn't quite figure out why. I still don't... I think I gave an answer as to why. I can't remember what it was. But, they kind of have fallen apart here a fair bit. And it's annoying, because it'd be nice if they hadn't fallen apart a fair bit in recent years. I know part of the reason for it is, like, there's a big golf tournament. I can't remember what it's called, but it's coming to a town near me. Soon. I don't know when it is, but they have been spending, like, the government and the councils have been spending literal millions upon millions of pounds. Oh, I remember what it was. Yeah. They're spending literally millions of pounds to make that area look nice for the tourists that'll be here for the week-long competition. And I don't mind tourists. Tourists are great for an economy. But it just feels really like there's been issues in the town in the county for a long time. And then it's like, oh, but, you know, but my tourism. You know what I mean? Suddenly it's like, people have been running around for years going like, hey, this needs sorted, this needs sorted, this is a problem, that's a problem. And it's like, oh, we don't have the money, we don't have the money, we don't have the money, we never have the money, we can't fix that, we don't have the money. And then the second it's like, oh, but a big tournament, tourism, oh, suddenly we have got literal, you know, millions upon millions of pounds to do this and do that. And yeah, tourism is great for an economy, and Lias is pointing out that they often spend more than tourists will bring in, and that's kind of my complaint. It's like, tourism's great for the economy in, like, not in moderate, like, being aware that tourists you need to have a constant stream of tourists for it to be good for the economy. And we do around here, just not to the extent that this golf tournament is going to bring in. So they're spending, I think one of the train stations is getting completely redone, and I think it's like a £5 million project, at least. And it's that, the thing is, and the annoying thing about it, is that's something that has needed to be done for decades. And, it's like, oh, you know, like people that live here have been saying for decades, you know, the train station needs this, needs that. And it's like, oh no, we're not doing that. We can't afford that. Then the second this golf thing got announced, it was like, oh, we better fix the train station. You know what I mean? And it's not just that. It's not just this golf thing. The issue is also Game of Thrones tourism is something that they're investing in a lot, which is great. I love that people are passionate about something. You know, I'm a big Star Wars fan myself, so the fact that Luke Skywalker's island in The Last Jedi is off the west coast of Ireland, I think is awesome. I want to go there someday. But at the same time, it's like they're investing in stuff for Game of Thrones tourism. Number one, they're doing it a bit late. Number two, Game of Thrones tourism is destroying the countryside. There's a road in out in the countryside. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, I think in the show it's like King's Road or something. It's the road with like the trees over it. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know. But it's a road with like an arch of trees over it. That's a real thing. And ever since that's shown up in the show, half of those trees have fallen over because their roots and like the grass that they're on is getting destroyed by coaches of tourists who pull up like right next to it. Half the trees have people's initials carved into them. And that's the tackiest thing. If you're in a relationship with someone, do not, whatever you do, carve your stupid friggin' initials into a tree, or what people do in like Egypt, try and carve it into a 1,000-year-old structure. Like, oh my god. Don't do that. That's I hate that. Like, I don't, ugh. I read stories about this stuff where like people go to like the Middle East and they go up to these, you know, thousands of years old temples and structures, and they like carve their name into the stone. Oh, how do you function as a human being? How does someone get to the point where they think that's okay? Like, these trees that I'm talking about are hundreds of years old, and it's like, and people are just like, I'm gonna carve my name into this. Me and Kimberly are gonna be together forever, even though she's my 6th girlfriend in 2 months. This is the one. All right, lad. Needless to say, that's staying in the video.